Okay, let's talk about something we all have but don't always talk about. Have you ever had a thought, a fantasy, that just pops into your head and makes you go, whoa, where did that come from? Is that normal? Well, today, we're diving deep into the psychology of our inner worlds to figure out what our fantasies mean, and maybe more importantly, what they don't mean.
And let's just get right to the heart of it with a question that so many of us have probably wondered about at some point. Is it normal to have fantasies, especially sexual ones, that just don't line up with what you'd ever want in your actual real life?
Let me just put your mind at ease right away. The answer is a huge, resounding yes. It is absolutely 100% normal. So if you've ever felt a little worried or weird about that, you can just take a deep breath. Your brain is working exactly the way it's supposed to.
So to really get why this is so normal, we need to understand a really core concept. Your mind basically has two different playgrounds it gets to play in: fantasy and reality. And believe me, the rules in each one are completely different. Think about it like this. The fantasy playground, that's your own personal movie theater. It's where you can be a storyteller, explore any emotion, and just get curious about anything and everything. But then you have the reality playground. That's, where you actually live. And that's governed by real things like your choices, your personal values, consent, and boundaries. The two just don't operate the same way at all. This analogy just nails it, doesn't it? I mean, most of us love a good horror movie, but we definitely do not want to be chased by some monster in real life. But why do we watch? Because imagining it, that thrill, is totally separate from actually wanting to live it. And that's exactly how our fantasies work. Okay, so we've covered the what. Now let's get into the why. Why is our brain wired up to make this split in the first place? Well, it turns out there are some really fascinating psychological reasons behind it.
It really boils down to three key things. First, your imagination gives you a space for safe exploration. It's like a mental laboratory where you can try out any idea, no matter how wild, with zero real-world consequences. Second, there's symbolism. A fantasy isn't always literal. It might be your brain's way of exploring a feeling, like a desire for control or a feeling of vulnerability. And third, our brains are just novelty-seeking machines. We're naturally drawn to things that are unusual or different because it's stimulating.
And all of this leads us to what is honestly the most important takeaway from this whole conversation. It's this fundamental, crucial difference between the thoughts in our head and the actions we take in the world.
Here's the bottom line. Who you are as a person isn't defined by the weird, random movies that play in your head. It's defined by your actions, by the choices you make, the values you live by, and how you actually treat people in the real world. That's what truly matters.
I'm going to say that one more time because it is so important. Having a fantasy does not mean you secretly want it to happen. It's just an exploration of an idea or a feeling. It's not some hidden blueprint for your life.
Now, what if these thoughts are making you anxious? Well, it might be helpful to talk to someone if your fantasies are causing you real distress, or if they feel compulsive, like you can't control them, or, if they're actually getting in the way of your daily life. And notice the goal here. It's not about trying to fix your thoughts. It's all about helping you feel comfortable and at peace. All right, so to wrap all of this up, let's land on one last metaphor, a really powerful one that you can carry with you. Your imagination is a sandbox. It's a place where you can build anything, knock it down, experiment, and play around without any real stakes. It is not a contract you're signing that says what you must do or who you must be. Fantasies are just you exploring possibilities. Your actions? That's what defines what you actually want.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Instead of judging those weird thoughts that pop into your head, what if you just got curious about them? Now that you know it's just a sandbox, what can your imagination, in all its wild and wonderful glory, actually teach you about yourself?